Hello once again, Dirtfish Rally friends, and welcome back to the service park here in Leon. It is the end of day 2 here at Rally Mexico. Well, at the start of the day, what were we looking forward to? 2 battles in particular. The battle for third place between Elvin Evans and Thierry Neuville, but more importantly, the battle at the front between Esa-Pekka Lappi and Sebastian Ogier. We didn't have to wait long, Luke, sadly, to see the outcome of that battle.
No, and I feel a little bit guilty for this one because I may have done a little bit of a commentator's curse.
Jinxed!
Yeah, well, chili jinx, but yeah, to be honest, it was I think you described it in a piece that's on the website tomorrow as a shocking scene with what happened with Lappi. You've all seen the footage by now, but really never nice to see that kind of thing happen on a stage. But crucially, I guess he was just pushing a little bit too hard and he paid the price for it.
He did, and what Luke's referring to, we were discussing that incident in Sardinia last year, was it?
Yeah.
In Sardinia last year, where Lappi had a magnificent Friday, was leading overnight. Very first stage on Saturday morning, he made a mistake there as well. Listen, it's a very different Esa-Pekka Lappi we're seeing this year. You know, I spoke to him quite extensively at the end of the stage. We interviewed him, not at the end of the stage, at the scene of the incident. Did an interview and then talked to him after the interview. And you know, he's a different man. He's a man that knows that he's found something. Yeah. He stepped up a level, or maybe a level and a half, in terms of his performance. I think he'll bounce back without any problems from this one.
I really hope so, and I completely agree. I think it's very easy, and we said it in yesterday's review, to look at the results from Monty in Sweden and assume he's not had a great start to the season, but in Sweden he probably should have been third, potentially had the pace for even more. In Monty it was his first rally in the car, his first Monty in a long time, so you couldn't read too much into it. Here, he was going toe-to-toe with Sebastian Ogier. Equal conditions, now that, I know it only lasted a day, but that is still a massive positive to take forward.
Oh, enormously. You know, it was toe-to-toe with, you know, a man who's dominated this rally, and it was controlled, it was neat, it was tidy. He wasn't absolutely throwing everything at that. Really, really, really positive signs at the end of a very, very difficult day for Esa-Pekka Lappi. So what did that mean? Well, that meant that Sebastian Ogier had really quite a comfortable lead. You know what, it was comfortable-ish going into this afternoon, 20-odd seconds. That first stage this afternoon, though, Luke, stage 16, stage 15 was cancelled. Stage 16, first stage in the afternoon, he's got a decent lead. You're thinking, well, he can control things from here. He can be a bit more measured, maybe take a little bit more margin. We didn't expect to see the stunning time that Ogier set.
No, and it was quite cheeky from Ogier, and I love it, to be honest. He always plays down the idea of making statements, and obviously I don't think he's got into that stage to prove a point, but as you say, we all expected him just to conserve the lead, as he has been doing basically the entire day. But no, it was a sensational time, and to me, it's stunning that he's still this good. He's only driving half a season. I don't know how old he is, but he's been rallying for a long, long time. It's incredible that he's still got it and able to be so competitive. And today, this is the thing, no road condition advantage, none of that, no. Just the best driver out there. Again, it's amazing.
Well, this is what Sebastian Ogier told us, just behind us in the media zone just a few moments ago. Talk me through stage 16. What did you do in there?
I don't know, maybe a shortcut that no one has seen, but at least that's what Ione asked me. But I don't know, honestly it was a bit surprise for me. I think I had a very clean drive and it was very efficient, I think. I managed to really stay perfectly in the line always, use the traction. And I think also, like I told you on the line, I think my tire management must have helped a little bit because I was very smooth in my driving and I still felt through the last kilometers that the performance was dropping and I think it was very hot at this moment, very demanding for the tires and as it dropped for me, I will expect that it dropped maybe even more for most of my competitors, so that's why I guess I managed to make even more of a gap.
Yeah, do you know what? I honestly believe that Sebastian Ogier is as good as he has ever been, and maybe with the rally by rally, that little touch more experience, I still think he could be getting better, which is a phenomenal thing for a part-time driver.
That's a big shout.
He's lost nothing. He's lost nothing, and as you gain more experience, you know, you would imagine he would get better. You know, I think he's in an incredible place right now. He's happy with where he's at. He's happy with the team. He's happy with, you know, his balance in his life, and you know what, that pays dividends at times.
100%. And worth saying as well, just quickly, Vincent Londe as well, we've talked about him a lot, but these two, you honestly would not know this is their third rally together. It's incredible.
It's astonishing. So, Sebastian Ogier, well out in front. It's his to lose tomorrow. We only have 61 kilometres to go. But in that 61 kilometres, we have a wonderful fight still on our hands for that second spot. Elfyn Evans is the man who is holding on to that. But Thierry Neuville's been nibbling away all day, and he's reduced that gap down to 4.3 seconds, Luke. I don't know who to put my money on.
No, it's going to be a big showdown finish tomorrow. And 61 Ks is actually relatively long for a WRC Sunday, so there's plenty of mileage for Evans to defend on Neuville to attack. Neuville's got Evans where he wants him, I think. He was a bit frustrated and he told us he had a puncture in one of the stages that cost him a couple seconds, but for me, there's a bit of history here. We've got final day battles in the past.
Yeah.
I can't remember one that's gone in favour of Evans over Neuville. Now, history can be broken.
No, it can.
But psychologically, could that make the difference? I don't know.
Well, it could well do it. This is what Thierry Neuville certainly thinks of the battle that lies ahead tomorrow.
It will be very tight at the end. The advantage will be for one or the other. Hopefully, it's going to be our advantage at the end of the rally. But today was a nice fight. We enjoyed the drive. Not 100% happy with the car in all the sections. I feel like in the twisty narrow we are quite fast, but as soon as it gets faster we are losing a bit. So let's see if we can find something for tomorrow and try to push as hard as we can.
Oh yes indeed, folks, it's going to be a fascinating final day battle here. But Elfyn Evans, what can he do? As Luke said, you know, if you were a betting man, you would go back through the form guide, you would have a look at final day battles between the two, and you would say, I'm putting all my money on Thierry Neuville. Oh, I'm not putting all my money on Thierry Neuville because I'd love to see Elfyn just fending him off tomorrow.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I've just said and put the case forward for Thierry there, but I think Elfyn just looks really confident, and he hasn't always looked that in the last 12 months. He just looks very assured about himself. He's not rattled, and he's gone about his business quite quietly this weekend, but he's just done the job.
Yeah. No dramas out there at all. No dramas at all. No real concerns with the car. It's been a really strong drive from him.
Yeah, and it's exactly what he needed. I think if he can defend this tomorrow, a second place, which is essentially with Ogier not doing a championship, top of the championship runners, that'll be a big result for him, I think.
Big result and an enormous confidence boost. You know, all these drivers, ultimately, to be absolutely at the top, are confidence drivers, and you need things to go your way to boost your confidence. And I think a win in that battle for Elfyn tomorrow will do him the world of good this year.
Yeah, it just allows you to sort of back yourself. And these drivers, they always believe in themselves, so they wouldn't be doing it if they didn't. But just knowing that in your most recent rally, they say you're only as good as your last result, and if he knows he can beat Thierry in a final day showdown, it'll do him all the world of good.
Let's hear from Elfyn Evans.
Yeah, it's been okay out there. You know, the feeling's been quite okay in the car. Been quite comfortable with everything. It looks like we're missing a fraction on most stages, like a few tenths here or there, and it seems to have been the pattern of the day. I'm driving quite clean at the moment. You know, I think that's always been my Mexico way, let's say. But of course, I also want to keep in front of him. So let's see what tomorrow brings.
So that battle's still very much there for us to enjoy tomorrow. M Sport. Now, well, they had an absolute shocker of a day yesterday. Look, any positives they can take from today?
I think Oit looks a bit happier than he did yesterday. He's not fully happy. I think. What was the line he said to us? He's not around here to fight for fifth, is he? He wants to win, and he hasn't been able to do that this weekend. He did get a stage win, as cameraman Elliot has reminded us, but yeah, a difficult day. Obviously, we saw Louis Loubet. You struggled yesterday. I've just struggled there today as well.
Louis Loubet.
That's it. Difficult name apparently for us. Another incident for him where he's gone out. It's a learning experience for him here. I guess the benefit for him is he's not under the same pressure as others from manufacturers' points given M Sport's position, but not ideal for a driver when you're trying to learn a new event. Adrian Fourmeau, difficult day in the sense that he slipped backwards in WRC2, but well, he had a bit of a moment, didn't he, which we spoke to him about.
He had a monster moment on what is rapidly becoming one of our favourite stages. As cameraman Elliot has named it, the Grand Canyon stage, because it does look an awful lot like the Grand Canyon. But there are ruts developing in that stage that are almost as deep as the Grand Canyon. And listen, Fourmeau's moment was enormous, and he got away with it. That stage runs again tomorrow, folks. That could really be quite interesting first thing on Sunday morning, Luke.
Completely, and anybody could be in for a difficult difficult thing because they've done the recce through there when the road was smooth. You see, after 3 runs, they can watch the videos from tonight. I'm sure they'll go up quick enough for them to do that. But it's difficult, and it's the sort of thing that it's the old adage with a spectator stage. You can't really win the rally on it, but you can lose it. So it could be very difficult, particularly for the Rally 2 cars with less sophisticated suspension in the Rally 1s.
It could be very interesting indeed. Now, a couple of drivers very much in no man's land that have had, well, no man's land driver type days. Danny Sordo sitting in 5th place, no one behind him threatening him, no one he can catch in front. Then we've got Kalle Rovanperä in the same position. You know, I don't know. I mean, I don't think Kalle could have done anything, even if we hadn't lost that stage this afternoon. Yeah, you know, they're both just sitting, holding position, waiting to see whether they can capitalise potentially on any, you know, misdemeanours that may happen in front of them.
Yeah, and there's nothing to say that can't happen. We know how difficult this rally is, but it's interesting. I feel quite bad for Danny. I think he's done a 2nd rally in a row. He's probably been quite unlucky, and when you drop that time, it's very hard to make it back. Rovanperä, I think, just with the road cleaning yesterday, it's hurt him a bit. But it's interesting because this time last year he was winning rallies at a Canter and he was miles ahead of the championship. So I've not sat and done the live maths as to who will do where if they finish where they are. I think he might take the championship lead still from this, and that's, I guess, the positive for him.
Yep, absolutely right. WRC2, we mentioned Adrian Fourmeau. Obviously, he's chasing down Gus Greensmith, but Greensmith has been once again today very, very impressive. I think it's fair to say very impressive. He's dealt with the challenge that Fourmeau, well, presented for a short while, really admirably. And you know, Gus Greensmith very, very much in control in WRC2. So, Luke, final thought of the day from you. How has your day 2 been?
It's been difficult with some of the things you've been doing without phone reception. I sent a couple of angry WhatsApps to people and you've all tried to assure me. But no, it's been another great day. I think even if the stage action isn't always the most exciting, which it has been today, just to be in Mexico around all this, you can see it behind us now. This is a service park at quite late at night. Exactly, yeah. It doesn't die down, does it, at all? It's amazing.
Yeah, it really has been another typically Mexican day out here. There's always drama, there's always plenty to talk about. Is there more drama to come tomorrow? Well, I certainly wouldn't write it off. Join us for all the drama as it unfolds potentially on the final day of Rally Mexico at dirtfish.com.